welcome back again to my channel, The Appalachian Home. So today I wanted to jump back into my videos with some fun Halloween DIYs, and these are all projects you can make with Cricut. You can also make these without a Cricut with just some scissors and some cutting tools, but I used my Cricut for all of these projects, so I hope you enjoy all of these ideas that you can do with your Cricut machine. I'm also going to leave you guys some links to some free files and PNGs that you can use to do some of these projects yourself. So I hope you guys really enjoy this video and doing these projects for Halloween. So our first project is flying paper bats, and I love these. I see these everywhere and they are so easy to make. I'm just using a 12 by 12 inch sheet of black cardstock, and you can also use an 8.5 by 11 sheet, but I'm just putting this into my Cricut machine. And in Design Space, I just found these images of bats, I think online. Design Space also has some images of bats you can use, and I'm just making these to fit in a 12 by 12 square, and I also made them different sizes to add some variety. I'm drawing a box around all of the bats, and I'm attaching them to the mat. That way they will all cut out at one time. And I'm also going to change my material settings to medium cardstock. I just cut some pieces of double-sided tape and stuck those to the back of the bats, and then I can just stick those onto the wall very easily. I'm also bending up the wings just a bit to give it a 3D effect. For our next project, I'm also going to be using that same cardstock material in the Cricut machine. I created these little houses in Inkscape. They're 10.5 inches wide, and each fold is going to be 2.5 inches. I've also left this little 1/2 inch tab at the end to connect them, and they are 5 inches high. If you'll check the description box, I've left a free PNG of these, so you can go ahead and just upload those directly into Cricut Design Space, or just print them out and use the template to fold along. Once you have those uploaded to Cricut, you want to resize the width to 10.5 inches. To create the fold lines, I'm using the score line, and I'm just drawing a line and I'm placing it directly over the areas that the color changes. And once I get all of those placed, I'm going to select the whole image, including the score lines, and attach that to the mat. And that lets Cricut know that it needs to score along those dotted lines. And we're also going to be using our scoring tool. I'm going to show you in a little bit how to use the scoring tool, but it's a really neat tool that creates fold lines on any project. For project number 3, I loved these spooky stacked wooden books. I just used some leftover 2x8s that were 7.5 inches wide, 9 inches long, and 1.5 inches deep. And I'm just using some black spray paint and covering 2 of those. And I'm also going to be covering one with some white spray paint. I'm also using some different kinds of vinyl to create some little cute sayings. I'm using some permanent orange, black, and shimmer purple vinyl. I made a square the size of the side of the book so that I would know what size of text to cut out. I'm using a font called Monsters to create this text, and I just resized it to fit on the side of the book and cut those out. Project number 4 is these vintage Halloween party fans, and I was so surprised how these turned out. They turned out so great, but I just found this decorative paper at Hobby Lobby in the Halloween colors, and I got 4 different kinds, and I got 4 sheets for $1, so this was a really good deal, and I only ended up using 3 sheets for 1 fan. But I just put each sheet on my mat, and I'm also going to be using the Cricut scoring tool I told you about earlier. It's just a tool that goes in your pen slot, and it can be used to create fold lines in projects. I went into Design Space and actually found a project that was party paper fans, and all you have to do is upload that into your canvas, and it's automatically ready to cut out. You do have to change your material settings, and I used the deluxe paper setting. And I also edited my tools. It's set on your scoring wheel, but since I had the scoring tool, I just changed that to the scoring tool. And then you just hit go, and it automatically scores all of those lines, and then it cuts out your project. Now I'm just creating my fold marks, and I'm starting with the first side down and folding from there. And then you can see it just makes this really pretty paper fan. I'm also using that same double-sided tape on the ends to attach all these pieces together. There are 5 pieces in total, and once they spread out, they'll make the perfect size 12-inch fan. So I'm just attaching all these together. For those of you who don't have a Cricut and want to try this, I've left a free PNG. I'll leave a link below. You can just go and print this out and fold and cut along the lines it shows you, or use it as a template on some decorative paper to make a fan. Now I'm just using some yarn, and I'm threading it through the holes that are automatically cut out here on the bottom. You just want to tie it really tight, and that holds everything together and allows you to spread out the fan to make a perfect circle. Next are these trick or treat candy bags. I thought these turned out so cute. I'm using just some clear sticker paper from Nito Labels. I'll leave a link down in the description for this, but this is really good sticker paper, and it's clear and it has like a glossy finish. I just created some labels in Inkscape using some label shapes. I made a border and then just created some text. Also used some clip art to create some little frog eyes, backbones, and scratch marks, things like that for the labels. But I'll leave you a free download for this, so you can just go ahead and print this out on your sticker paper so you can create these labels at home. You can upload these designs to Cricut Design Space. I'll leave a card up above to show you how to do that, but I just directly printed them off on my printer, and instead of using my Cricut machine to cut these out, I'm just going to use my little sliding cutter, and you can use a pair of scissors if you don't have a Cricut to do this. Now I'm just using some paper bags, and I'm going to fold the top down about 2 inches because you'll need that to close the bag. But all I did was just remove the labels and stick those directly onto the bag. I'm using the backing to kind of smooth it out so that I don't spread the ink around. Then I'm just using a hole punch, and I'm punching 2 holes in the top of the bag, and at this point go ahead and fill your bag with candy, and then you can push some ribbon through the top and tie a little bow. So moving on to project number 6, I love the vintage black bottle decor. I didn't want it to look like a wine bottle, and I didn't want it to be too spooky. So I just took a grape juice bottle and removed the label. I just kind of scratched it off in the beginning. I used some acetone to remove what was left of the label, and then I'm just going to take some soap and water and a steel sponge to remove the rest. And the steel sponge surprisingly did not scratch the bottle at all, but it did take off all of the label. Probably took me around 5 minutes to remove the label. So now that I have it dried and all the label removed, I'm just going to spray paint it with that same black matte spray you saw earlier, and just going to let it dry for about 20 minutes. Nito Labels also sent me some really neat pre-cut labels. They are on glossy white sticker paper, and these you don't even have to use a Cricut, they come pre-cut. So I thought it would be neat to use the bottle top and the bottle base labels. You can go on their website and just create your own designs on there if you don't want to do this on Cricut Design Space. But I just went in there and found a background for both the top and bottom parts of the label, and I just kind of painted it. And you can also add your own images. They have images already on here that you can add, like these little cute bats. Then I went back in and added a letter. I was going to put pumpkin juice on this, so I just added a P on the label. Then I went back and did the bottom, and I just found this clip art online of this little black pumpkin and added that on there. And all you have to do is just stick this paper in your printer. On their website, you can also align your label paper and make sure that you're getting a really good cut. You just follow the directions on the website. But I thought these turned out so good and glossy, and the colors really came out really good. And I'll leave a link for these as well. But then I just stuck those on the bottle. And then as a finishing touch, I just added this little pumpkin juice decal on the bottle, so again that it wouldn't look like a wine bottle. But I thought this turned out so cute, and my kids loved it. What would my channel be without some kind of wooden farmhouse sign? So I added this in here. I just cut out a little decal. This is also going to be down in the description box if you want to do this. I also made this little wooden sign box. I have a video coming out Thursday that shows you how I made these little sign boxes, but I just went ahead and made this sign box and I painted it with some white chalk paint and of course cut the decal out on Cricut. I sized this to about 6.5 inches wide so that it would fit on a 7-inch square sign. So for our last project today, I thought it would be fun to make some window cling decals. I couldn't find the window cling material that Cricut sells, but I just used some removable vinyl, and you definitely don't want to use the permanent because it will not come off your window easily, but I did use removable and it worked good for these. This clip art I did purchase off of Etsy. I'll try to leave a link for it and the girls' shop down below, but I just uploaded it into Design Space and I sized it to fit out on my window panes. I did end up putting some transfer tape over the top because some of these had some really small details. But my favorite is definitely the Halloween house, the haunted house, and the spider webs. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope this gave you some great ideas to start with your Cricut machine or just to do in general for Halloween. If you like this video, leave me a thumbs up so I'll know you like this kind of content. And if you're not subscribed to my channel, I hope you'll consider subscribing. But again, thank you for watching. I'll see you guys again in a few days with another video.